Let's debate something. I think this is going to be a fun one. Guys, in the chat, let us know about the crazy plane lady, but also let us know about your thoughts on this topic here. Let's debate. If for all eternity, if you had to give up what InArt's done and what they're going to do and what you project them to do versus Hot Toys and what they have done and what you're going to project them to do, which one would you give up? You can only have one. One of these fuckers are going out of business, right? One of them going out. Which one would you stick with, Kiko? You could only have one moving forward. InArt Danny Win would be a thing of the past. Would never happen. Might never happen anyway. But, but what do you think, Kiko? Who would you pick? Oh, you're muted, Kiko. Hold on.
I was going to say, I'm not even going to hesitate. InArt is out so fast because there is no Star Wars license.
Yeah.
If there's no Star Wars, I'm out because that is what I care about the most. I do not care a thing about the Zack Snyder Justice Leagues, any of those things, all that. Pennywise, great. I'm happy for you. Don't care about Lord of the Rings. Don't care. So it's going to 100% be Hot Toys because they have the license. We'll say, well, what about Michael Jackson? Hot Toys has the license for Michael Jackson. At one point they did. So I can still get those. So yeah, I mean, without a doubt, because there's no Marvel license. So those are the two things in my collection that are the biggest, Star Wars and Marvel. So yeah, InArt is out. See ya.
Really? You give up? So, but what if, I mean, I guess it's not possible with Hot Toys in the game, but if InArt, for example, got Star Wars or Marvel, then you would be, that would be a different conversation, right?
Well, you could always play that game, but you said as of right now. But then Riley just opened up the multiverse. He said,
"What did he say?
If we get rid of Hot Toys, then InArt could grab the Star Wars license." Conspiracy.
That's a good point, bro. Imagine.
Damn, that's smart.
Like, so Kiko, and think of that question: would you rather have InArt doing the Star Wars figures, or Hot Toys doing?
Well, here's the thing: I still am going to go Hot Toys because I cannot live with the InArt production time. And that's so. Does that mean that if they start getting if they get all those licenses, is that going to push back their window of how long it's going to take because they got more licenses?
And I think you would also get a lot less characters. You would get just
for sure. Ones. Yeah, and people used to give Sideshow themselves shit like, "Why are you making all these random clones? We don't need this." And now look at them. Everyone's like, "I want more clones.
Give me the battle droid."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, for me, man, this is a really tough question, bro. This is a really tough question because I love my Hot Toys and I love the license. But Kiko, if your main argument is the licenses they hold, I don't know. That's a tough one to me, bro. That's a tough one because Hot Toys is proven to make some really amazing shit.
I think your poll is odd. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't?
Would you go Hot Toys or Marvel?
Would you go Hot Toys or Marvel? Yes.
We'll pick one. People said yes and no. Sorry, guys. I'm like the plane lady right now. So there's someone behind me. Clearly, I'll run the poll again. And for the people who voted, thank you. Thank you for voting in that poll. You're the real ones out there.
You 30 out there. Way to go.
You 30. Guys, dude, fucking Daniel's here. Daniel, let's go, bro. Let's go. Daniel's here for the InArt talk. Let's go.
Of course. You say InArt and he shows up 3 times and there he is.
He's like the candy man, bro. You say InArt 3 times and he appears.
That's what Mark just said.
Yeah. He is, bro.
InArt. Did y'all say InArt?
Yeah, Daniel's like, I'm fucking here, bro. I'm fucking here. Love Daniel, bro. So I'll rephrase the poll for you guys. Kiko, I might pick InArt, bro. I might pick InArt.
Of course it is because it's got the license.
I like being punished, bro. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Well, sit there and not have anything ever show up.
Exactly, bro. Think how much money you would save because InArt would only release like 2 things a year, and then at that point you'd be like, I'm gonna save so much money, dude. And also, look. We've asked this question a bunch. Josh, I want to bring you in on this one. Would you want higher quality things and less characters, or more characters and maybe like pretty good quality, like what Hot Toys does? Like they make very good quality. Some of the figures are not always great. Some of them are really great. Just depends. But maybe you wouldn't get you definitely wouldn't get Casca Reeves. You wouldn't get who else? Like you might not even get Padme, for example. Like that might not even be one they make, but you would get some higher quality Anakins and stuff like that, probably. Josh, what do you think? I mean, if you were collecting 6 scale, which one of these would you give up first?
So, I mean, InArt for me, because I don't collect InArt, but it's actually not anything to do with, InArt or Hot Toys as a company. It's more of, or maybe it is, I don't know. It's more of having budget options for collectors that aren't wealthy beyond belief. And I think that's really important. And Hot Toys allows a wide range of collectors to purchase their product, whether they come from, not so much or not so expensive to, okay, now they have an art line. Okay, so they're going to start doing this now that you have the high-end collector. They also do vehicles, and that's something I really enjoy with Hot Toys. The vehicles are everything. Yes, InArt puts out amazing stuff. I have no idea how their replacement program is. It's not licensed, so there is really no replacement program. And they've only been around for X amount of time. So, I mean, there are plenty of manufacturers that go bust after 2 to 3 years. Just because they're Queen Studios doesn't mean InArt won't last. And, you know, they've done okay with the Joker, but they're still not all released. They bit off more than they could chew with promises. And again, the quality product still came out, but there were still shortcuts. I know that it doesn't even stand up half the time with the magnets in the feet. And everyone's like, oh, well, they'll get it next time. Well, what if they don't? What if they don't put better magnets in the feet next time? And where are the budget options? So I would rather have more characters at a good quality than a few characters at high quality, because I can't tell you. I mean, I feel very satisfied as a collector with my options out there right now. Whereas if we were only doing like fucking Batman Bale the Dark Knight, like, okay, so everyone's going to have a Christian Bale Dark Knight, and that's it. That's it. They wouldn't be doing Keaton. They wouldn't be doing any of that shit.
They wouldn't be doing the greatest Batman to ever hit the screen, Robert Pattinson, Riley. For you, buddy.
Riley, that's for you, bro. That's for you, bro.
Aren't they?
The Midman, as he's called.
But yeah,
hey,
I mean,
the Batman.
You do make a point. Think how hard it would be to complete a line with InArt compared to
it would be impossible. You'd have to see 10 to 20 years.
Right.
And it's a lot more money to do it.
And that's what crazy is, that we're at the 20-year mark of Hot Toys. They've been doing it for a while. I mean, we're on what, MMS 600 something? I mean, 600 plus figures. And that's just the movie masterpiece, not the. They're probably close to 700-800 with all the diecast and the TV series. I mean, and the exclusives. I mean, that's a lot of figures. A lot of figures.
And really think about it. When you look at your InArt Joker and you compare it to like the new.
You muted yourself, Billy.
How
there he is.
Massive of a detail difference are you going to see from 5 feet away for that extra $200 to $500?
I think the InArt Pennywise versus Hot Toys is a big difference.
Really? Because I thought the Hot Toys Pennywise was incredible.
It was really good.
Release of the year. Okay, so there really is no difference from 3 to 5 feet away. Up close, sure, there's a minor difference. But to anyone else that's looking at those collectibles, if they were not side by side, you would not know which one's which if it was just the figure sitting there, besides those of us that have that trained eye. And that's where it's like, okay, what is the value of this collectible? Where does the value, where does that start to, tailor off, right? On the need versus value.
So you're thinking like the law of diminishing returns, essentially.
You
think at some point it's going to be.
I feel like with InArt, I am not willing to put that kind of money into a figure when I could get probably that just nearly as much joy as with a figure with sculpted hair. And I've experienced that with Queen Studios. I literally got their prison scene Joker, and it took over a year to get a replacement body because it broke. And quite honestly, I was like, I could live with sculpted. It was cool. It was super cool. But like, I spent what, $300-400 more for rooted hair?
Right. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I could have gotten an entirely different collectible. That's a print for you and the frame job.
It is a good point. And that's true. And Jimmy raised a really good point. InArt does make sculpted too. InArt does make sculpted. Yeah, they do. They're like Hot Toys prices. Yeah, they're like Hot Toys prices. So,
are they better?
We don't know yet. That's the thing.
Well, so like for example, Joker was like $360, and Hot Toys was maybe around that, or a little for the sculpted. So they're pretty much price wise sculpted about the same.
Where accessories the same.
No,
I think InArt has more accessories, honestly.
Okay, so InArt's offering like one release, value, technically.
Yeah, we have had one release, but I feel like InArt Joker versus Hot Toys Joker, it's at least comparable, like very similar. I would say InArt probably has more to better accessories.
So then really it comes down to replacement and protection.
Yeah.
Right. And what we started the show off, that you're exactly right, is that I can't easily access those figures.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem.
There's a reason they cost that much. It's because they're not paying for the license. And if they do start paying for the license, the prices are going to probably be 100 to 150 higher.
But I thought they are officially licensed. InArt is.
They're
not in
officially
North
licensed
America.
in
Not North
China.
America. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Which they
Worldwide
are working
distribution.
on, from my understanding. So John,
Yeah,
probably
but that price is going to change then. I
Yeah,
mean, look at
probably will.
J&D. Do you see the price difference in J&D in Korea when you buy from them versus the US? Though I think that's honestly just a stint to like just
Right.
wreck retailers because they make everybody raise the price by $600.
I know, Josh, and I remember I asked you that, and I was
It's
like,
really
why do you
obnoxious.
guys have to raise the price? Because you're like, that's what
I
J&D
make
tells
more
us.
money selling a DeLorean than I do a J&D piece.
Wow.
And the DeLorean was like $700 and J&D's $2,500. So, and that doesn't make me want to support them all that much. I think they make great product, but it's like, I'm not going to invest in you.
Right. And that's again the insight as a business owner that people have to be aware of. Like, why would you restock things that aren't going to make you profit? That's counterproductive.
I mean, it's like Prime 1 bonus editions. I like to offer them to people, but I make more money offering a deluxe rather than a deluxe bonus at a cheaper retail rate if you go with that. And then I make people question, all right, do I really want to spend $500 extra on the bonus head sculpt or whatever the hell it is buying from Prime 1 Direct? Or do I buy it from Comic Concepts for $100 more? Or can I price the parts you're paying for? I make people see what they're paying.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a really interesting topic, guys. Look, I love it's almost like, the Family Guy thing where it's like, that could even, it could be in the box. It could be even be a boat, right? And he's like saying you could take the boat or take the box, the mystery box. He's like, it could even be a boat. That's kind of how I feel about InArt a little bit. I'm like, I haven't unboxed that Gandalf yet, which I will unbox and review it over the next 2 days. But like what they've shown and what they've done, I'm like, I really like that potential. I'm like, they could even be Hot Toys, right?
The potential is there. We're not
They could be
debating
fantastic,
that. Yeah,
but
debating that.
until they license for North America, they're not even in the game to me.
Right. Because
until they're licensed and have safety in check, what's the point?
Well, because then eventually, Josh, they're going to be sold like through you probably and Sideshow.
Yeah, if they license, they'll likely go with Sideshow, and if not, it'll be with me or someone else if they hate me. Because I've already had talks with them, and it's really up to the community where they want to go. We had a talk, and then they just disappeared. So obviously, the licensing didn't go too well.
It's like dating apps, bro. They just go.
It is literally dating apps. Yeah,
that's business, dude. Business dating apps,
business. And that sucks because like I've thought about like stopping the retail game because like it makes me hate some of the pieces and stuff. Yeah. Like just like I fucking. Like, I'll look at a piece and be like, I fucking hate your dad.
Hate your dad. On Carter, show us on the statue where J&D hurt you. Exactly, bro.
No, dude, I maxed out J&D Jokers, okay? Mm-hmm. It's not that I couldn't sell them, and it's not that it wasn't a great product. It was just, it is not worth the risk.
Right, the breakages.
And then look what happened with Catwoman. They didn't repair any of the broken ones that came in. Spec is really the distributor, which is actually day one distribution, all that shit. And they had to eat the cost. So it's like they can't be making money on this. So like what's the point?
Right. Yeah. Well, guys,
I love the product. I'm not shitting on the item. I'm shitting on the business of it.
Yeah. Well, dude, honestly, look, the results are not exactly surprising. Would you give up Hot Toys or InArt first? 71% said InArt. So yeah. I mean, I think
logic wins.
Logic wins, dude. I'm a contrarian.
For some.
Yeah, for some, not for me, though, not for me. But guys, thank you so much for voting in the poll. I had to run. Did you guys see I fucked up the poll the second time too? I put it up and then it was a yes. It was a yes or no, and then I corrected it and I changed it. So yeah, I can't run fucking polls today apparently.